Welcome back. So in this video, what we're going to get into is interpreting the initial data. And given with the initial bundle of assessments that went out to TOAST, what are some follow-up data that we might need to send TOAST to verify the initial scores and really help the clinician get a best guess of where we can go once we're in session with the client and exploring the different symptoms and example sheets. So for starters, let's click on TOAST. I'm going to go to TOAST Forms, and then we're just going to click anywhere on this initial exam, and it's going to give me the breakdown. So as you can see, the criteria is right here, and then what each of these assessments is looking to identify. So as you can see right here, TOAST is positive for all of these. So when I'm looking at this data, I'm noticing that TOAST is positive by quite a bit for ADHD, right? So both of our ASRS and our ASRS5 is what looks for traits of ADHD. A cool feature of Seidr is that in the initial bundle, the client starts by filling out the ASRS5. If that is positive, Seidr will automatically send in that same time frame the ASRS to verify that data. So you don't have to go back in and send that information. If we come down here, I'll just talk about this is a function of Seidr. As you can see right here, we have an AQ10 that's not positive for TOAST. And because of that, Seidr did not automatically send the AQ50, right? Because we're not kind of going down this hypothesis that autism might be what's going on for TOAST. And so Seidr did not send the AQ50. That's why you're not seeing it show up here. Another one that will happen, basically an auto generation. If the client is positive on the MDQ, which TOAST is, so this checks for symptoms of mania and hypomania, Seidr will automatically send the ASRM to try to verify that. And as you can see, the ASRM did not verify that. So my initial hypothesis is that we're not looking at bipolar 1 or bipolar 2 with this client. It's most likely untreated ADHD with what this information is telling me right now. Given all of this, I'm going to want to still do some double checking. So as you're going through and looking at your client's information, it'll be really helpful to pull up another sheet that's in your training packet. And that one is called the Assessment Tool Flowchart. So this one was built for Behavioral Health Consulting Solutions. So we have extra tools that are not built into Seidr yet. So when you're working with Seidr, really just pay attention to this column here of how you verify initial data and ignore the second column, because as of right now, this is not tests that you have access to in Seidr. So the first thing we're going to do, because it doesn't automatically send, the clinician needs to do this later on. If a client was assigned female at birth and is in the age range of like basically childbearing years or would have a cycle. So how we talk about that is 16 to 46 years old. We're going to send the PMDD. If they're positive for neurodiversity traits, so that's that AQ10, AQ50, ASRS5, and the ASRS, to help us verify that initial data, we're going to send the TOS20, the CATQ, and the PTQ. And then over here, this document tells you what those are looking for, what traits those are looking for. So for TOAST, this is the backup data we're going to send. For the purpose of showing you how to send all this data, we're going to say that TOAST was female assigned at birth. So I'll show you how to do that in Seidr. And then I'm not going to go through every single one, but just what I wanted to show you here is that if your client is positive under the initial assessment tools, then it's a great way to double check what to send next. So we'll minimize this. I'm going to go into the reevaluation, and I'm going to go form select. And because Toast is female assigned at birth, we're going to click on the PMDD. And because Toast's initial data was positive for ADHD, we're going to send the CAT-Q, which looks at camouflaging of neurodiversity traits. We're going to send the PTQ, which looks at perseverative thinking. And we're also going to send the TOS-20, which screens for alexithymia, which is often comorbid with other neurodiverse traits. So we're going to hit next. Those can be sent as an email or a text to Toast. I'm going to send as an email. Once it says sent, we're all done here. This is where I will show, now that there are forms out to the client that have not been completed, if you click on the active link, you can see what forms were sent to Toast and the link to it. So say the client calls you or texts you or emails you and they're like, hey, I can't get into it. You can send an email, text, or copy and paste this into their specific way that they would like to get that information. So you can copy the link there. Typically, the sending the email or the sending the text works. And then once Toasts complete these, this will again go blank.